Our goal today is going to be looking at how I can solve exponential equations algebraically. Looking at this, so how do you solve equations with variables as exponents? All the ones we're going to be looking at today depends on the base. If the bases are the same, then the variables or the exponents at the top have to be equal to each other. Just remember, when we're looking at these things, it's always going to be about the base, because it's always all about the base. So here, my bases are 5. Since my bases are 5, my exponents then are the same, so x is equal to 3. Looking at my next example here my bases are both 10. Since my bases are both 10, I can set up the exponents, x plus 2, set that equal to my 6. Here I have a one-step equation, so I'll move the 2 to the right by subtracting 2, and I find that x is going to be equal to 4. Now, at first glance, these two do not have the same base. But remember that 9 is really 3 to the second power. Now they have the same base. Once they have the same base, I set the exponents equal to each other, and we see that x is equal to 2. Now looking at this example here, 27. 27 is really 3 to the third power, because 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Now these each have the same base. With the bases being equal to each other, I can now set 2x minus 1 is equal to 3. I'm going to solve this by adding 1 to both sides, which gives me 2x is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2, because my goal is still to get the variable by itself, isolated. X is equal to 2. Now this one right here says 2 to the power of x is equal to 1 over 8. Well, we have to first remember some of our rules of exponents. So I have here, this is going to be 1 over 2 to the third power. My bases are not the same yet. So my rules of exponents tell me that 2 to the power of x is going to be equal to, this becomes 2 to the negative third power. Now that the bases are the same, I can set the exponents equal to each other, so x is going to be equal to negative 3. Again, we have to remember what to do with radicals. This case, this radical here, this becomes 2 to the power of x. And this one, a radical, remember, is to the 1/2 power. So the bases are the same. My x is equal to 1/2. When we go to solve these things, we have to always make sure, with the problems we're looking at today, that the base is the same. As long as the base is the same, we set our exponents equal to each other and solve our 1 or 2 step equations like we have in some of these cases. Sometimes we have to go and change our numbers, such as 27 or this 1/8, in order to make our bases be equal to each other. Because when we're dealing with these, we have to remember that it's all about the base. Enjoy solving exponential equations.